This is Laura Lee Rose, author of the IT Professional Development Toolkit, and I'm happy to welcome you to this audio segment of the Toolkit series. All materials are reserved and copyrighted by Rose Coaching. It's unlawful to duplicate this material without express permission. To get a legal copy of this material, please contact Bits on the Wire, 6420 East Broadway, Suite A300, Tucson, Arizona, 85710, or telephone 520-760-2400, or email info@vconferenceonline.com. That's info@vconferenceonline.com. And congratulations on investing this time on yourself. You deserve it. 10 ways to use this toolkit for professional development. The IT Professional Toolkit is designed to give employees and employers the resources they need to supplement their business, professional, and personal goals. Most of these tools in this kit can be covered in 10 minutes and are intended for daily use. The materials are designed to cover real-world IT situations that can be incorporated in real time or right away. The purpose of this segment is to demonstrate different ways to use this toolkit to promote staff development. So let's get started. Self-paced training and ongoing professional development is key to implementing effective programs. However, it's not always easy to find the time to work with staff or self on specific issues. But whether you have daily time or just 15 to 30 minutes once a week, you can use the IT Professional Development Toolkit to help you increase your productivity, improve morale, and support career success. 10 Ways to Use this toolkit provides a step-by-step model for conducting professional development. Through it, you will learn about the resources in the IT Professional Development Toolkit, reflect on your current practice, and try new approaches to your work environment. The steps are sequential and built upon each other. Phase 1. Create awareness. The goal: create awareness of new concepts and ideas and provide resources for learning about the items. Step 1. Introduction of the toolkit. It takes about 15 minutes. Review the IT Professional Toolkit and materials. Click through the various media methods for learning. For example, video, audio, worksheets, online discussion forums, articles, ebooks, and even an external online coaching opportunity. Notice that there are 4 to 6 promising practices for each content area. The promising practices are methods of embedding this academic knowledge into pragmatic and professional habits. Announce your intentions to begin self and staff career development program on promising practices to improve morale and career growth. Invite others to explore the toolkit on their own or schedule another session to introduce and discuss specific practices. Step 2. Introduce a practice using a video. This should take about 10 minutes. Watch a video on a selected practice in the toolkit. Most videos are less than 5 minutes in length. The intent is to be able to cover a concept during a regular work break. Discuss and facilitate key elements of the practice. Use the suggested questions in your guide for discussion. What impressed you most about the video? How is this similar or different from your current practice? What skills or concepts are you willing to work on? What kind of strategies did you notice being used? Was it time management, employee empowerment, content integration, or career management? What else do you need to know to successfully implement this practice? Based on the video, do you have other comments or questions about ways to use this practice in your enrichment activity? Review the difference between a practice, a lesson, or an activity. Introduce a practice through reading. Step 3. This should take about 10 minutes. Review the selected online articles or ebook associated with the practice. Feel free to print or read online. Discuss the following. What is the content goal? The key content goal is located in the upper left of the practice page. What is it? Locate the first paragraph under the Practice in Action tab and compare the information with your current practice. Phase 2, Building and Understanding. The goal, expand knowledge and understanding of key ideas and concepts of a chosen topic. Step 4, learn the theory behind a practice. This should take about 15 minutes. There are supporting audios and webinars for selected practices. Listen to each while you go about your daily chores and activities. You can multitask and do other things while you are listening to these audios. Discuss the last 2 sections of the Practice in Action tab. For instance, what can I change right now? Or, why does this work? Compare the information with your current practice or habit. Step 5. Examine a real-world scenario segment. This takes about 15 minutes. Look at a sample scenario for a selected practice in the toolkit. Add or modify the sample scenario to match a similar event in your work experience. Compare your current method with the proposed strategy. Discuss possibilities for improving your existing situation based on this new model. Outline the changes you are ready to make today. Phase 3, Make decisions. The goal, assess needs and decide how to incorporate this new knowledge into your current practice or habit. Step 6, choose a practice. Takes about 15 minutes. Identify a promising practice on which to focus. Decide how the practice can be utilized in your current environment. Look at the sample scenarios for some ideas. Remember your real reason behind signing up for this pack. Keeping just the essence of that goal in mind, review some of your tasks to see if you can do them differently and still preserve the initial intent. Assign a buddy or coworker as your accountability partner to assist you in these changes. Share your results with one cohort in your office or group during a break. Include your manager, mentors, HR representatives, or success coaches in your plans and practices. Clarify your professional and career development priorities. Create activities based on this selected practice. Invite your manager to also develop an activity idea based on this selected practice. Phase 4, Plan and Prepare. The goal of this phase is to plan and prepare to implement a practice based on this new knowledge. Step 7, Develop an activity. This should take about 15 minutes. Work with your manager to incorporate your professional and career goals in your yearly business commitment plans. This is making your manager a co-conspirator in your career and professional growth. Clearly identify and ask, what would you need to be able to implement your activity? It is the manager's and HR representative's job to already expect some of these needs. You have but to ask. Set up regular one-on-one meetings with your manager to continue to work on these activities. Rehearse a planned activity. This takes about 15 minutes. Set up reasonable forcing functions that forces the practice of these concepts. Review the real-world scenarios for examples of possible forcing function scenarios that you can use. Facilitate a discussion in the discussion board forum to share your learning experience. Share what went well, what needs more work, what else you need to think about before you take this practice to the next professional level. Jot down notes for discussion at a follow-up session for reflection and sharing. Phase 5, Reflect and Refine. The goal of this phase is to reflect on implementation and improve refine, or extend the activity. Step 9. Reflect on instruction. This takes about 15 minutes. Take your experience of implementing the activity to the next level. Stay future-focused and re-implement in a new way to achieve the next promotional level, goal, or achievement. Discuss your ideas on your regular one-on-one meetings with your career mentor or success coach. During the discussion, share what went well, what needs work, what you did during the activity, how did this activity help you build your understanding of the practice or habit, and how did the activity help you stay on target for your career goals. Following the debriefing with mentors and coaches, engage in a discussion about ways that you can take this to a new level and how you can improve the implementation of the practice. For instance, what do you need to do or modify before conducting this activity again? How can you help each other become better at this practice? What other activities might we create utilizing this practice? Phase 6. Extending the learning. The goal of this phase is to explore additional resources to build on knowledge gained through recent experiences. Step 10. Explore additional resources. This takes about 10 minutes. Each practice includes additional references and books to extend knowledge in the practice area. Review the Resource tab. Create variations of the activity or a new activity based on other examples you find. Work in pairs or as a group to review standards related to the given content area and think about how the practice promotes skills related to both business and promotion expectations. Include others in your resources: coworkers, mentors, managers, executives, coaches, family, and friends. Create a supportive inner circle or entourage to help you achieve your professional goals. Ask your entourage to make suggestions on what other practices would complement and support what you have already begun. Now that you have gone through a practice by watching a video, viewing sample lessons, and creating and testing some of the activities on your own, we invite you to go through this process again. Each time you work on implementing a specific practice, you will find that this effort will build knowledge, skills, and confidence. This has been 10 Ways to Use This Toolkit for Professional Development.